right now it should be recording. Lovely.
Amazing.
Amazeballs. So yeah, generally, toy-wise, infrastructure-wise, everything should be backed up for the future, because we might also be doing side projects aside from Reach Restraints, off of the IPs of Reach Restraints. Then there is a likelihood that we will get some extra funding from there, but it's not certain. So currently our main goal is to just raise enough funds to do the UI, to bring it up to actually modern standards and not have it be completely clunky and just super templatey, and make flow and use easy. And secondly, also raising funds because currently one of our largest drawbacks compared to competitors or any other company is going to be just ordering times. You might be asking, okay, why do we think the ordering times are going to be long? Because we are not able to currently take on the financial risk of buying the batch. Firstly, buying the batch before orders are made. That means that we have to wait for the orders to come in, then make that order to the factory, have the factory send our stuff to the EU to be compiled, and then from the EU to be sent out everywhere. Because it's not being this is we send it to the EU to do quality control, because it's done in the same country as I am in Estonia. So I have a by Renault himself, so there is more of, you're not going to just get shit. We're going to make sure everything works, everything is clean, and so on and so forth.
Everything gets a personal touch.
It's made with love.
You can guarantee that every product will be touched by me.
That's a bit sus.
That's a joke, don't worry. That's a joke, don't worry.
For the audience at home, we love jokes here.
Yeah, that's what we call a joke.
But yeah. Then so we will have approximately 4 to 5 week order times, which is not preferable. If we were able to raise enough money, raise enough funds, we could pre-order the batch, which would then allow us to not, instead of like 4 to 5 weeks have the delivery time, to have it 2 weeks. That we order the moment you make the order, in 2 or 3 days it's sent out, and then it's just a matter of how long shipping takes to your location. That's it. So that's the second thing really we are raising for. Everything else besides the UI and shipping times is just further development of more products, meaning currently Reach app. Because the funny thing with Reach's app is we're using a novel technique and really trying to push how far we can take the technology. It requires a lot of testing because, again, electroshocks need to be safe, need to be tested, need to be made sure everything functions, and there is no way this can cause any legitimate that it has any legitimate safety problems. So any like extra funds will go into developing that. But yeah, that's what we currently want to raise funds for.
And when will the crowdfunding start?
So currently we're expecting I'm expecting to get the products from Engie. I think should be done by the first week of June. Then the next week after that, we'll be sending out the products to influencers and creators we want to partner with, and also starting discussions with brands, because there are some companies, 2 companies currently that we would really like to partner with, 3 in the long term, but 2 in the short term that we really want to partner with. And just starting to do marketing images, so taking photos, doing videos, making GIFs, everything. Currently I have 2 photographer friends who are willing to help and who are actually professionals in the field, so we'll be able to take some really nice fucking pictures, which I'm really looking forward to. That should take about a week, delivery to creators, maybe 2 weeks if we do some express deliveries. We'll see. But earliest in the beginning of July. And then the crowdfunding should end, we will do it for about 45 days, and then so ending at the end of August. If we raise enough money to do the launch before that, then we will do the official launch even before crowdfunding ends.
Okay, and then we'll find links here or on the website, or where would we find the crowdfund start?
The crowdfund start will be made so the easiest way to get access to the crowdfund and make sure that you are there early, because again, all perks are limited, besides the baseline perk of a small $5 donation. Everything else is limited. There's only a limited amount of base trainers you can get, a limited amount of like exclusive edition, limited edition, founder lids for the Reach Lock, everything. To get it first, it's going to be email list. Sign up on the email list. That's the fastest way. It will be made available on social media and also Discord. So if anyone follows us anywhere, they'll know.
Correct.
We'll be very loud about it. We'll try to be as loud and respectful, of course, in the whole process as possible. But people will know.
Loud and proud.
Loud and proud, as queer folks and king folks should be. So, besides the crowdfunding and the toys themselves, the big goal behind everything, behind the toys are really a supportive aspect. The larger perspective is to create the largest cross-toy platform with full modding capabilities in the world. Every app-controlled sex toy should be able to communicate real time with minimal to no delay with every other toy. A toy that can take data should be able to control another toy that works off of that data. There is no reason why there should be a limitation, why a Loven's toy should not be able to work with the Handy or something else. A Kink.com product shouldn't be able to work with a DG Labs, Shocker, or anything of the sort. All of the software is there. All of the capabilities are there. Modern phones, Bluetooth systems can connect so many devices at the same time. But simply it's not being done, and it just feels like a wasted opportunity. And it is. Because imagine how goddamn amazing that would be if just instead of 1 or 2 products, you could have 3, 4 things working at the same time. Shockers, cuffs, vibrators, automatic masturbators, everything working at the same time. Imagine sex games integrated with such a thing. It turns the whole...
So amazing, I love it.
It is, because it adds a whole new, it's adding like a whole new controlling system. Just take some we can make something absolutely amazing, and the hardware, the baseline systems are already there.
Yeah, we'll just make sure that our passion is your pleasure.
Well, your pleasure is our business.
Yes.
Is it business or pleasure?
Our passion is your pleasure, and your pleasure is our business.
Wonderfully said.
Yes.
It will be amazing to have all these things put together in a modular way where we can play together with all the toys, because it's just not happening yet, and we need it.
Yeah.
Or we want
Yeah.
it. I mean,
I will say this very clearly. Everything we do is very selfish because we want it for ourselves. All of the products we use, like the lockbox, both me and Enki, co-founder, are all people who have practiced chastity. I know that the lockbox would really help me because I tend to cheat and try to swindle away. I'll use a spare key to unlock unlock the cage without telling my key holder. The lockbox would help me with that. So it's very selfish. I just want it for myself, and I think it would be really fucking cool.
Indeed.
And there is no way in hell I'm ever gonna give up on that. May God strike me down.
we all have a very deep passion about the things that we want. So knowing that you want these things too is the part where we know that it'll get done right.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. It's just a question of when. And if we are able to get the people together with crowdfunding, with the products, with marketing, if we're able to hit the mark with just like even get one of our products viral, it will allow us to gain the capital to make that system, and that system then allows us to just reinvent the whole way we do it. Again, it can be a lot more fun. It doesn't just need to be you can only connect a butt plug from this game to this. That's done. No, it can be so much more.
VR chat will never be the same.
VR chat will never be the same. It's
Just-
already populated by wonderful.
If everything we want to do will be done, VR chat and VR in general will never be the same. And that's in a good way.
In the best way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Games-wise, currently what is most likely to happen, if we just want to continue on the topic of games, then we gotta look at Reach Trainer. Because currently, the Reach Trainer is the one with the minigame function or the routine function. So, for anyone watching the recording, just to give a summary of what the Reach Trainer is, the Reach Trainer is a blowjob trainer that looks at a person's just looks at the distance from someone's head to the base of the dildo. That's it. And then gives the instructions on how to move the head and scores everything and so on and so forth. It's very simple, but due to the abilities of the software and the magic of Bluetooth and the internet, there's a lot that one sensor and a few wires can do. And with the mini game, it's just the instructions, preset instructions on how to move up and down. Currently at launch, it will just be a visual of a dildo and then two markers, one marker showing where the head should be, and then the other marker showing where you are. And the goal is to match them up. The better you match them up, the higher score you get. But that doesn't need to be, per se be the end of that. Because it's a whole phone screen, meaning it's fully programmed. We want to make it fully programmable and fully customizable. You want to make a porn game where the goal is you have to suck off each of your enemies and then have mini bosses and bosses. Possible. It would take a lot of developing and a lot of stuff, but it's very much possible. Then want a video there? Doable as well. Because it functions pretty much like a game controller. You could even play Elden Ring or Mario 64 with, or Doom with a blowjob train. Imagine you give you're giving head and then while playing Minecraft. Silly. It's fun.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
But that's what
that's
kinky
the most
is
important
about.
part. Yeah, kink and sex in general, it has to be fun and funny. It usually is.
I think you've got a lot of the details in. I'm super excited about like the gamification of the trainer that you're talking about. You know, like an increasing challenge level. It sees that you're doing something. Maybe it forces a few deep throats in the middle, or has some sort of punishments that make it a little bit harder, or it sees that you're doing well and it makes it more difficult.
So,
I like the idea of integrating punishments and that sort of thing real time.
So the real-time punishments are yet they will be done, but first off, it will be very much you will do when we look at the baseline minigame. You will be you will get a live score, so you will see your live score, and that score is dependent on again how accurate you are, and then how long a dildo you're using. The length of the dildo being an active magnifier. The longer the dildo, the more points you get. The idea is that, of course, there's a possibility of cheating, so using your hand instead and just faking it that way. But that takes the whole fun out of it. So why would you do that? But with scoring, it's there are a few ways how the incentive/penalty system will integrate with the trainer. Firstly, if we're looking at the minigame and scoring, each minigame or each routine, in this case, each routine has its own leaderboard. You could have an incentive that if you are below a certain rank on the leaderboard, you will get punished. Or that if you have at the end of a routine too low of a score, you get punished. Or let's say you just your dominant or just a friend sends you a routine to do. You accept it, it is added to your routine queue, and then you miss the deadline. You just don't do it. You think, I'm not gonna do it. And if the routine had a penalty to it, you'll get a penalty. That might be another routine being added, harder routine. Or if you own a lockbox, it might be more time added, so on and so forth. Again, the more products that integrate with the system, the more wider penalties there will be. And as we want to make penalties and the incentive system as moddable as possible, with time, users can also add their custom their incentives, custom plugins for all of that. We want to make it as developer friendly and easy to approach for developers as possible. Then one point maybe, actually, that I want to focus on is how we are approaching the business side of everything. So one of the base foundations that the company was founded with, and we will keep to as long as possible. I will put my hair on a chopping block if this mentality, this value, this goal is lost. We will not ask any more money than is needed for us to run the business, market ourselves, and to provide a good product. We will not be profit focused. We will be sustainable, and we will ask what is actually reasonable. And we will not ask for more. Because honestly, kink gear costs so much. Electronic kink gears just like thinking that has no reason to cost as much as it does, costs as much as it does. Okay, custom people making stuff at a custom rate specifically, of course, understandable. That's going to be expensive. But there is no systematic, just for me, it's I've seen a few companies who just do price gouging and provide completely shit product for maybe low prices, or provide a mediocre product for insane prices, and I'm left there like, you could do so much more for so much better of an actual like the price to value rate value offered ratio needs to be insane, and we will keep to that. That's because after coming back from business school, talking with people, seeing how people approach business, it's just so disappointing. Just why? Why do you focus on just money first? Money first. Oh, can we become super rich? When the question should be, how can we provide the most possible value we can? How can we make the best possible product at the lowest possible cost, and then sell it at an amount where we can keep the business running, we can do the marketing, we can reach out, support the causes that we want, and not overcharge what we're providing. Doing things.
I think a lot of the biggest downfall that you find with other companies and their products is that they'll create the product, they'll make it, as good as they feel that they can at the start, and then they don't continue development, and then you basically end up with the same product a decade later. And I think being able to continually develop, at least on a somewhat regular basis, to improve and add features and that sort of thing is something that I think a lot of people leave behind, and it seems like this is a big opportunity to make it amazing.
It's always the case. It's resting on one's laurels. People become comfortable with what works, and then they ask, why fix it? Why fix what works? But then it's another question, but then they lose out on how much better could it actually be? What's the potential there? How big could it grow? Oh, there's great examples of tech like that we really want to take and innovate on massively. Besides that, so we go over it in our rules, goals and values document. What are the values and rules we keep to? But I can go over that one more time to just explain why we want to keep to these values. So I explained already why we will not release a product we're not proud of, a product that we wouldn't want to use. Why the hell would we put it out? Why would we develop something we don't want for ourselves? Then secondly, we will always try to use novel or improved approaches in product design and manufacturing. This is kind of just like a perfectionist or bugging thing. I want something interesting. I want our product to provide something that is new, interesting, novel, unique. That isn't just a rehash of a previous thing, because that just feels cheap, that just feels like a cop-out. And that type of stuff is easily copyable by anyone else. So why do it? Onto that, that's why we also will keep to the idea of I had a small story when talking to one of my friends from when I was going to business school about this company, about this project. They ask, why don't you make just a universal range of different vibrators, sex toys, other things that you don't allow cross-platform integration? Just make your own. Isn't that more profitable? Yeah, might be, but that we couldn't really improve massively anywhere. all of that tech is already very good. The biggest producers have gotten butt plug vibrators, magic wands, that type of tech to a really good level. Why do we need, and there is not much that's really novel tech can do there. Not much, really a great boundary that could be pushed there. Then, third rule and value we will keep to is we will always strive for best quality to price ratio. As I mentioned, we will never say it's cheaper. Bad marketing. We will say that it's affordable and it's the best quality to price ratio. But it's we will always try to just do it as reasonably cheaply for you, for everyone who wants to buy it, as we can. And if someone is making it for a lot cheaper, expect the quality to be a lot lower as well, and not have the backing of our system behind it. Then we will always try to produce about industry standard devices. Again, that connects to the rule 2. We will only use novel and improved creation techniques and methods. It's not going to be anything below par. That's why also, as I mentioned at the beginning, we want to raise funds for our company, because otherwise it's unlikely for us to be able to provide above industry standard, up to Loven's standard, up to the best possible, aka become the new highest standard for like user interfaces, app UIs in the world of sextech. That'd be the goal. Then we will always try to provide our community developers with the best possible platform. That goes back to modding and the fact that we will keep, or best said, if developers need a tool to better help them integrate with our system, we will do our best to give it to them. We will work with developers. If there are new plugins, ideas that freelancers, people from the community have made, and the community loves it, highly likely that we will integrate, work with the developer to integrate it together with our interface. And damn, if there are truly amazing developers there, in the future it might turn out that we will hire them when we get to that size and level where we can do that, of course. So give every possible avenue for creativity, for just tinkering, whilst keeping the wider infrastructure safe. So there's no security issues, there's no possibility of hackers taking advantage of the users, so on and so forth. Then we will always seek to improve on our previous work. If there are ways of making batteries longer, let's take the Reach lock. If it turned out that we were able to make the form factor smaller, whilst also keeping the battery, like having longer battery, having better Bluetooth or better locking system, we'll make it. But we won't make a newer version unless, well, there's both a market for it, there's a demand for it, and there are enough already layered on improvements that make it reasonable. But we'll always keep improving, so on software and hardware. Then 8th, we will never retire old hardware or software that still has people willing to support them. So if, let's say, the Reach trainer, it's already a few years in, we have a new model out, more people are using Reach Trainer 2, and simply the software infrastructure for Reach 1 is falling into the background, support and such. As long as there are people in the community who still love the Reach 1, who love using the plugins that were built for it, or any of the software side, we will give over the control of that software to them. We will allow it to be open source, because then it's the community. We have no right then to say, let's just abandon it. Why? There are people who are willing to take care of it, so we will give it to. We will give. So again, anything that has really people who are still in love with it, who want to support it and want to keep it up, we will give it. And for some nightmare scenario where our company shuts down after already releasing a few products, we will make our software and our platform open source. Meaning there will always be a way to have our products run and function, even if our company is nowhere to be reached. So there will never be that moment of, your favorite company has disappeared. Your software doesn't work. And they didn't open source or release it. Then ninth rule is we will not partner with companies that are not sex positive or run only with focus on profit. That's self-explanatory. Why the hell would we work with a company or a brand that doesn't believe in what we believe in or what we stand for? Doesn't make sense. And 10th, we will not engage in anti-consumerist behavior. We will always, that leads to the 11th point. We will never take, without reason, the right to repair. So, let's say your product's port breaks. We will allow, after a few batches, for you to order a board to fix it. We will work with the community, with everyone, to figure out a way which allows for the easiest repair and easiest rebuilding of your tech. That nothing is just, it's broken, buy a new one. You should be able to repair it. You should have the right to repair it, because God knows there's too much overconsumption and just wasting away of stuff that could work, that could be fixed. Then, we will always use preventative measures against unethical behavior and actions. So, I looked over that also works with Rule 6. We will not tolerate any discrimination against disadvantaged groups. So sexism, racism, bigotry, fascism, any of the evils, ignorances, and hatred in the world, we will not stand for this. In the community, if anyone acts as like a racist, like a bigot, is sexist against women or any disadvantaged groups, and it's just an asshole, we will not take it lightly, and we will remove them quickly. And if they are, and very likely also remove their right to use the toy or ban them from the software, at least their current accounts. There should be no, we have a very, I would say, strong tolerance again. No, wait, what's the right word? Strong tolerance, no. There is no tolerance for hate in this way. And yeah, we will use preventative measures against this. that we will rent, and this will be largely Reynolds area of expertise, moderation and such, to prevent this behavior, to prevent people unethical behaviors of just going forward and developing, so preventative measures. So yeah, those are the rules and values we stick to. Just make good products, keep developing it, don't be stingy and allow people to play around with the code behind it, and just be overall sex positive and spread love, passion, and kindness. That's about it. And if we were able to do that, it would be absolutely goddamn amazing.
Well, if we keep at it and set our mind to it and just, never give up, then yeah, we're gonna do it eventually.
If Luffy can become the Pirate King and Naruto Hokage, so can we create the greatest king tech company in the world.
You fucking weed.
Truly. As Kamina from Gurren Lagann once said, break the unbreakable, see the invisible, row, fight the power. Do the
wise words.
Or as Don Quixote from the Man of La Mancha musical said, to dream the impossible dream, to beat the unbeatable foe. That is the goal.
Yes.
And yeah, only thing I'm just looking forward to is seeing the getting everyone's help with it.
Seeing the community flourish.
Seeing the community flourish, because we can't do it alone. We sure as hell can't.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are very interested in making this thing a reality.
It's only a question of gathering everyone up into a big bundle, and then
yes,
locking them into one big white room with one lamp, and then
quite a few amazing things have been invented due to sex, so I feel like quite amazing things will happen once this actually becomes a reality as well.
I'm just excited about the UI being a thing that'll come and be better than we've got anywhere else. I mean, it's almost non-existent, a real UI behind something like a trainer.
But like, why is that? Why does every application, pretty much sex toy creator, have bad UI?
Maybe people just don't have good taste or something, I don't know.
It's possible, because a lot of the companies are headed by engineers. No hate against engineers. I love engineers. Simply, yes, I will go no further on that. But yeah, I don't know actually why the UI feels so lacking. A part of my mind says might be that they don't have enough funding. But like good UI doesn't cost that much. Like getting it to a certain level costs a bit, and then getting it then incrementally, it's a diminishing return type of thing. To get it to the same level as Google, yeah, you're going to need millions and millions, into even billions, but we don't need that. We need just really good. We don't need really, really good. If everyone else does just okay, then really good is great.
I mean, I find that the whole talking to your light switch and having your refrigerator, tell you things is kind of boring, but doing the same thing with sex toys is such a better thing, a more useful function.
Alexa, make me come.
We probably can't use their name, but we'll come up with a jinx or some kind of
Well, if you made a plugin that connected to Alexa and had that send data to the application, you could maybe.
You could technically.
If you pitched a plugin to Alexa that just seemed on the surface safe for work, but in reality it was sending data to different places, and one of those places just happened to be our application and our platform, and then that data just happened to go into one of the other butt plugs or vibrators. It just happens. And suddenly Alexa made you orgasm.
I dream of the idea of like robots taking control of hey, do this, you have to do this, and then taking steps of like press this button and it'll zap you, or like a randomized situation where it's just all kinds of different activities and things that it puts you into, wrapping you in a pretzel in certain ways.
Also, one thing that I actually forgot to mention that's really cool, I should have mentioned before, but I won't mention now, is Electro, do you know of the program known as Scratch?
Not familiar, no, but I'm curious.
Okay, so Scratch is a programmer language used to teach the ideas of programming to 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, younger kids, like kids. And it's a drag and drop module of ifs, whens, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Now imagine that application if you had 3 devices, all of those connected, and you could build long-term, multi-week, multi-day, multi-week module chains. When this happen at this time, have this happen, and if during this happening this happens, have this happen. If functions, when functions, just layered on top of one another, just going insane.
Yeah, that would be nuts. The idea of like the earn your pleasure, earn your release through, hey, you have to complete these activities is kind of, I think it's ambitious. I haven't seen anyone do it before, but it seems like it's something that's well within the realm of what can happen.
Yep, and that way you can people can start their own training courses. Why take a boring masterclass about cooking when you can take a masterclass on how to be a good puppy? We will be talking to a lot of Discords. If you know anyone who with skills in front-end development, just let them know this type of project is looking for people for help. Because currently we have some stuff working in the front end, but we need help to. Currently we're working with the baseline with like a very skeleton of the UI. Doesn't look that great. And we need some more help with that, definitely. If we are unable to find it through the community, then we will most likely go into hiring a freelancer with the money we raise from the crowdfund. But yeah.
Developers for sure.
Yeah. If you want to make good software, you need to have front end and back end developers. Who could have guessed? That's
the idea of the beta tester lottery type thing, being able to test and provide feedback and
beta tester stuff actually. So to go over 2 perks. Firstly, beta tester is beta tester. It's $90, but you don't get a product, so it's like maybe it's a bit overpriced, but there's a reason behind it. Because a prototyper gets at production cost product. And considering we will be in the future coming out with products with price points around 200, around 300, 400. That's already a massive amount of money saved for anyone who prototypes that. And as we have 8 products currently in the line, besides the current ones, and there will only be 40 beta testers, the likelihood of someone, probability dictates that people who sign up will get access to it, will get a product before anyone else, pretty much. And of course they will have software or access to prototyping features forever. So
yeah, and I imagine that you'd probably want to prioritize people who can actually provide feedback to improve the product as opposed to just being early access. I think there's a big difference between that.
If you get through the lottery, you will then have to to enter the lottery, you will have to agree in a form that you are able to provide this feedback. Those who get through the lottery we will then sign a contract with them to give NDAs and just like, yeah, you cannot start spilling this type of stuff to our competitors and like widely preaching about it. They're like, we'll keep stuff secret, but it's more like it's very inner circle there. And then with the most expensive one, True Partner, which is a bit of a cost, at 1,000, that's at cost products for the rest of your life. Anything we come out, you get at cost products early as possible. It's the idea of a beta tester, but you don't need to beta test, provide any feedback. You have access to everything, always. And economically...
And is like the feedback, would it be like a locked Discord channel or like a private Discord channel to discuss it, or where would that conversation happen?
Those conversations will happen on private Discord, of course. That's one part, but then also on an individual level with developers like Engi, me, if I'm available, and just on an individual level as well. And of course, showing product features, showing some stuff, and just communicating there fully.
Yeah. I mean, I can separately kind of give you some like directional pointers of like different things and maybe different places that people might be that you could market to.
Just like if you have something pop up that you think would be like cool to see us integrate with or like work with, or like a community you think could really use us and like make that they would enjoy our product, just let me know. I'll reach out to them and see when we have images. Currently I'm just waiting on the images, because then I can be like, hey yo, we got this cool product, I got pictures, what you think?
And then let's see, said another thing in the side chat there. I think there's a decent community in that Reddit.
I'll check it out.
But yeah, I can send you some other stuff too if it gives you ideas. I'm not sure what sort of things you'd pull out of it, but yeah, you can cater to what people want pretty simply, I think.
The goal is to give people the infrastructure so they can cater to what they want themselves, so the community can build what they want. We can also, of course,
customize it, personalize it how you want. For sure.
Our focus will be to keep up the infrastructure, create more toys that can integrate it, more interesting stuff, and hardware. Our focus will be there. Reno, if you don't have any questions, Electro, you got any more questions? Sal, maybe you would like to chime in, have some thoughts? Or Electro as well? Any final ones?
I don't. I think you covered things pretty well with what your goals are and what you're trying to do with the products that you're releasing now. And I know that you've got more that'll eventually come that connects up to this stuff. And I think that in the future, you'll probably talk more about that as it comes closer. And I'm excited to hear about it.
When we're able to, once we have products in hand and the community starts growing more actively, aka when we have partnerships with Discords and other brands, then the community is likely to start growing a lot faster. And in those moments, we will also, I will be start doing a lot more calls like this, and because again, more communication with the community means a tighter community and just better understanding of what everyone needs, just how we can best serve everyone.
Yeah, it's a good idea to have the pulse on the market of what people are looking for, what they want to, how they want to use the product, and that sort of thing gives you ideas.
Yep. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the call. I haven't scared you with mania or brain rot or any of the other stuff.
Yeah, and I hope that the recording helps people understand. Hopefully, we haven't gotten a little bit too long, but I think it's pretty good for, you know, giving the people the idea of what you're trying to do here.
Otherwise, yeah, if that is all, then I shall stop the recording.
Fantastic.
One last wink.